and welcome to my video. So this video is going to be about how I cured my turtles' fungal infection on their feet. So before I proceed with the treatment, I just want you to know that every turtle is different and you shouldn't do anything that you think would not suit your turtle or would harm them. So this is what worked for me. Obviously, you can do some things differently depending on your turtle's health, size, age, whatever. So again, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll start the video. I cured my turtle's foot infection with iodine and water. And my turtle had no light for about 2 days because their light broke and I had to get a new one. And just in that short period of time, they developed a fungal infection on their feet. So it can happen to any turtle, and you really need to know this quick solution. So iodine and water are very easy ingredients to have. You probably already have iodine, and water obviously is from your aquarium. Make sure when you get the water, it's from your aquarium or pond or whatever, because if you use tap water, that contains chlorine, which harms their skin. So I use 5% iodine and 95% water. I've also seen some people use 1 to 2% iodine and 98 to 99% water, but I think 5% iodine, 95% water is the best because you really need to make sure that they are getting this iodine. So I have this cup filled up about halfway, and I normally use about 5 drops of iodine, or 5 to 10 drops. So I just fill the cap up very little in there. You can't really see. And I add it to the water, and your water should become a kind of yellow color. Also, don't worry if the iodine gets on you. It washes off really easily. It washes off in like a day or two. I've had it on me so many times during this process. So this isn't mixing right now. Chili, stop! He wants to get in a storage closet so we can go into the ceiling. But, so it's okay if some gets on the bottom, and you can see I have some on my fingers. It's okay if this gets like stuck on the bottom or anything, and you can see it's like settling on the bottom. That's okay, as long as it is in contact with the water and the water has some color, then that's good. So you can see it's a kind of yellowish tint. And then what you would do is take your turtle, and I've seen some people use like Q-tips to put it on, but you take your turtle and you dip like their foot or whatever if in the treatment. If it is a shell infection, I would definitely use a Q-tip to kind of like brush it onto the shell, but for me it was their feet, so I could just dip them in. Another thing is, some people prefer to kind of scrape the fungus off before you put them in the iodine. I really don't think that's necessary, and especially since I have baby turtles, I feel like that's a little harsh for them. So I would probably do that on adult turtles, but for my babies, I just dip them in. Then afterwards, you cannot put them directly back in the water. It's not because iodine is bad for the water, because iodine is perfectly safe if you only have a little of it. But I would not dump this back in, just because that would kind of mess up the chemical balances in your aquarium / pond, whatever. For me, I just dump that out, and I'm over it. You can't really use it the next day because the iodine doesn't really show up in there anymore. I don't exactly know what happens to it, but it's kind of like not mixed with the water as well by the next day. So you just dump that out, and you're completely done with that now. So the next step is to dry them off. So you want to dry them off until your turtles are completely dry, and a good telltale sign of this is if their shell and underbelly are dry. And the underbelly is pretty hard to dry just because it's not in direct contact with the sun as the other parts of the turtle's body are. But if it is mostly dry, then your turtle is probably good. So for me, this normally takes 15 to 20 minutes, and what I do is I take this and I put it on top of their basking rock so they can get the sun while they're in here. Another thing is, you need to have a little towel in here. It could be a paper towel or dish towel or whatever, But basically, if you have them just in here without any sort of absorbent material, then they will not dry off and they will just be like running around on the plastic, and the plastic really doesn't dry that fast. So you need to have some sort of absorbent material in here. So once they are completely dry, 15 to 20 minutes, you can put them back in their tank or whatever, and you need to do this treatment for about 1.5 to 2 weeks, or until you see visible results. So for my turtles, it took about 1.5, but after I saw that the fungus was all gone, I continued the treatment for about 2 to 3 days just to make sure it didn't come back. So obviously every turtle is different, like I said in the beginning of the video, and your turtle might not take that long if the fungal infection isn't that bad, but I would definitely recommend doing it a couple of days after you see that the fungus is gone, just to make sure that it doesn't come back, because even if you think it's gone, it might not be fully gone. So thank you for watching my video. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope this helped you guys out if your turtle is getting sick. Also, my comments are disabled, but if you want to see a video on popular goldfish diseases and all their cures/causes, then like this video and I'll make a video on that. So thank you for watching, and bye.